That's the actual episode.
Yeah.
And it's also a lucky number.
Yay. So it says we're preparing, setting up your meeting for the live stream. I've got the screen shared on cover.
The what?
3, 2, 1, and we're live.
Oh yeah.
Welcome everyone to the Puffcast.
Oh yeah. Sharing a nice bong hit of this beautiful white rhino I picked up. Woo! Fuck yeah. Welcome to Puffcast, guys. It's episode number 8. I'm your host, Joey, also known as Puff Mama, and this is my co-host, Johnny Rogers. And it's actually episode 8. This whole entire series, I've been doing weird numbers on the episodes because I feel like time is irrelevant. We've been under lockdown for so long. Yeah. But this is actually episode 8, and 8's a lucky number. So I thought, I'm going to just call it the actual thing that it actually is. Anyway, regardless. I've had a fucking hell of a day. Sorry, we're starting late. I've just, long story short, my brain is not right at all today. I just kept fucking everything up. I couldn't find motivation this week. It's getting to the, that gritty end where, I don't think I can take it anymore, and I gotta be around people, and I gotta get these shows that I haven't been allowed to do. Gotta get them going on, man. Fuck.
Yeah, but, we need comedy to come back for sure.
Yeah, in a big way. So, in fact, a couple years ago, I did a seminar on the importance of laughter in society and why we need live comedy. And that was pre-pandemic. And it's so relevant now, and literally have spent this entire year, not like every day, but like going back and like adding more and writing this whole seminar I did in an essay form. And I want to get all the science bits out. I've talked bits and pieces here and there on the podcast about the science behind laughter and why it's important that we're laughing at anything. Fart jokes, swearing parrots.
Well, I think that's why meme pages became
I love that popular. Swearing parrot and memes. I'm sorry, I haven't been on Facebook at all sharing memes. I know people, I'm getting tons of compliments on my memes because I got a good meme game. Some people think they got meme game. I got meme game. But it just hurts my eyes. I got bad eyes, and I just walk away from Facebook for a bit and just, what am I fucking doing? Who am I? Where am I? What is my purpose? All those stupid questions. Anyway, I just, before we get started on our podcast, I thought it would be weird and fun to share how I sometimes overcome these hurdles that we feel all the time for ourselves. I know that it's really difficult for everybody, not just me, to just like find the energy to have a fucking shower. It's just like, why? Who cares? I'm not working. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. I can't do comedy. I can't,
like no one's smelling.
Some people are working
6 feet away.
But you're working at home, and there's literally a hashtag no pants. Like how fucking
with the camera angle that I work at, I could
have no pants on right now. Y'all wouldn't know. I have pants on.
You can see my pants, but
I got pants on.
That could be camel pajamas. You don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, it's a weird thing to see society be like this.
Yeah.
Where we're all having hurdles, because prior to this, it would just be me and a handful of other people being manic depressive and going, I can't handle life. How do I get through this? Which is why I literally got into live comedy as my life, because I was a waitress for a long time, bartender, ended up at a comedy club working, and I'm like, I love these people. These people are so great. And then it became like my life because it cured.
Yeah.
Hands down, cured my depression. Just being around comedians and being around comedy. End of story.
Yeah. It's because you find people that are more depressed than you. So it's like, oh, this is great. No,
sometimes. It's true. It's true. Comedians.
You're like, oh, I thought my trauma was
you know, there's a term called tears of a clown. If you ever hear that term, tears of a clown literally means like you think people who are funny and people who are entertaining, you should see them on their off time.
But I mean, that's rare cases also. Like that's not everybody. Like you meet some people that are happy and they're just like
you. You're the only one I know.
I have my down times.
Yeah, but not like some people I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not just like man.
Are you a cutter? And I've known some cutters. I'm just saying.
Yes, fortunately, I have not resorted to that.
Oh man, I think I just smoked a dog hair.
That's the problem with the dog shedding all the time.
Shedding season.
Yes.
I don't know how many dog hairs I fucking smoked. Everywhere, just floating.
Comment, stoners out there, if you've accidentally smoked a pet hair.
You probably have.
You probably have.
Knowingly, shit. I'm still gonna smoke this joint though.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know I smell dog hair, but I'm smoking this joint anyway. Anyway, so I was going to share some of my tricks. So one of the things I did, and this is my dark side. But there was one day I remember I couldn't do something. It was some task I had to do. It was, grueling and physical. And I remember thinking to myself, well, fuck, Jews at Auschwitz dug their own graves with guns to their heads. You can fucking do this. And it's horrible. I know I shouldn't compare my menial, trivial, crappy day to that. But in my mind, I was like, you have to find the energy to do this. Yeah. You can find it anywhere. So sometimes I imagine there's a gun to my head, literally pointing at me, and that if I don't fucking do this task, I'm going to die. There's no gun to my head. I'm doing it to myself. But it's I got to get the energy. Sometimes it would just be like to go to the club and open it. But another thing I do, and I love sharing this story, and I'm just going to share this one story before I bring on our first guest. One thing I think about is like how we as Canadian society, we're pretty cushy. Okay, we live a pretty fucking cushy life compared to the world.
Not bad, yeah.
And definitely compared to history. If you look into your history, wow, we got it good, guys. We got it pretty fucking good. But I think about like this Franklin expedition. Does anybody know about the Franklin expedition?
If not, let us show you.
Long story short, expedition comes over to Canada, try and find the Northwest Passage, and they get stuck on ice in the worst snowstorm ever. It lasts like years. And they get so stuck on the ice, and they're running out of food, and they're going crazy. Long story short, they end up eating each other. Plenty of evidence to that. And weird things like they wouldn't interact with the Inuit, who were at first willing to help, but they wouldn't, like, no, you're, heathen, we don't want to talk to you. Who would like teach them tricks on how to survive there.
Yeah, that's gonna get us removed from YouTube.
And no, it's all over YouTube.
Okay.
Plenty of stories. YouTube. I'm just
like seeing some of these photos. It was like, ah, damn.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of like YouTube stories. Long story short, I think about our forefathers and mothers, and I think about what they had to go through in order to just make it through, and like what the pandemic 100 years ago had to been like. You had no power, you've got no like Netflix, you don't have any food delivery, no cool roommates, no podcasts I can connect with people, so yeah. Just remind myself that we got it pretty good. We're okay, and we're gonna be fine, and we're gonna get through this. We're almost there. Lights at the end of the tunnel, guys. It's right there.
You know what was tripping me? I just want to add this briefly too. That I don't know, thinking about when we're talking about in the past, this fact just tripped me out so hard. You know that Canada wasn't really. Canada was founded. When was Canada founded? Canada was founded in 1867. But then here's the thing I was tripping out over. I was interested in what the oldest place in Canada was, though. The oldest place in Canada is St. John's, and it was founded in 1497. That's fucking crazy to me.
Well,
there was people there just I mean, I know that there was obviously
There's
people there
Micmac
before
there.
those people came there, but
Micmac dominated
in
that
the
area.
history that we have, like just looking up on Google.
And
years,
actually, there's
that, math tripped me up. I was like, holy shit.
There's a Viking colony that's in Newfoundland as well.
I wouldn't
that's
be surprised.
Older than Newfoundland.
That's 1497.
Look it up.
1497.
Okay, well.
Tell me your favorite person from the 1400s, huh? Like.
Okay, well that's a loaded gun question.
Yeah. Anywho.
Okay, let's get this podcast started. All I wanted to say to you guys is that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. 100%. And like we got it good. And don't be depressed and don't be stressed. We're good.
You got it.
Okay. So let's bring on our first guest, who used to run our Saturday night late show at the Underground. And we love this guy a lot. Can you, there's our welcome wagon. Fuck.
Bark.
It's Cameron Phoenix. Where's your phone?
Hey, Cameron.
Hi, Cameron.
You got a bark in.
The dog was being good until you showed up. No, he lost his bone. I'll get it. We can't hear him.
Yeah. Oh, am I here? I wasn't even speaking. That's why you can't hear me. No, I didn't even. I was watching the YouTube. So when I came in, I was like, wait, what the fuck's going on here? I'm tripping out.
Bad signal on the beach there, right?
No, exactly. Yeah. No, I keep the beach going so I don't have to clean my room. Every time I do like a Zoom show, people are like, oh, the beach. And it's like, yeah, it's the first fucking background you get. And I'm just not cleaning. That's why I'm doing this right now.
I love it.
It's the only free one, he says.
No, it is. It pretty much is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, how you been? You got rid of the big beard. Last time I saw you, you were big bearded.
Yeah, no, I've gone through a couple different iterations during the pandemic. I had the beard, I had a mustache for a bit. Now I've just given up. I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna shave, maybe get a suit and a job or some shit. I don't fucking know what's coming out.
I think you look fine.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. You guys look healthy too. You look like you've been doing well.
Doing all right. I got a good roommate here, so it helps a lot. And
for sure.
He's nice and calm and he loves my dog, and he's never here. He's always his girlfriend. So that's the perfect roommate who's never fucking here. I'm kidding. You're great.
Still pays my half the rent, just never here.
No, I just like poking fun. She's awesome. And
how was it during like the thick of it? Did you guys have any awkward moments, like people going out doing any sort of like here we it was me, Che, and Jay all living together, and it was like everyone was when the cases were super high, you'd leave the house and you'd be like, what's that motherfucker up to? You know what I mean? And be like, I hope you're going straight to the office and then back again.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't really go through that because the beginning of the pandemic, I was living with Kyle and Joe and Jeff and the guys up on Jones, and we all had separate spaces. So I never really shared. So it didn't really occur to me. It didn't matter to me. I didn't really know enough then. And then the second part of the pandemic, I stayed with Sandra Banlini for a couple months, and she took care of me. Like, I can't explain. And because she had similar energy to me. And again, I lived in the basement apartment. So it was, I didn't really have that much more interaction. And then with this guy, I don't know, we have the same energy too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty lucky. I'm pretty lucky so far.
Yeah, it was just strange though. Like early on, I felt like my anxiety was so much higher at like 900.
Yeah, I didn't know what to think.
No, exactly.
But also, I unfortunately, but also fortunately, I had to deal with the club and like closing it up and putting shit away and then moving personally. So like I had all these things to focus on that. So I didn't really feel the loss until actually it was March this year when Patty's Day came around. I was like, oh my God, that was the last show I ever did at the Underground, and being Irish, it just like made me like, oh, we had this dinner and like everyone was sad. We ended up not doing the show because the comedians were just like, I can't be funny. And I'm like, we can't listen to your jokes. Like,
God, it was so strange. I remember hosting at the Underground like that last weekend there before everything shut down, the Saturday. And it was so strange because everyone was like, oh, this pandemic, like we were like joking, but also kind of like, I don't fucking know at all. And then it was all closed like the next week, essentially. It was
I remember
insanity.
At that point, I realized what was going to have to happen. And I remember being like numb as fuck, just being like, what?
Yeah.
Because like I got away with smoking weed for so long. Like,
you're like, what am I gonna
I
get
don't
away
give
on
a
this
fuck.
too?
This doesn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
But then in the end, it's
NBA
like,
canceled the game. You're like, oh shit.
COVID kind of like that was actually was when I realized that was when it.
You're like, that's money.
You're like, oh, NBA's. Oh,
yeah. I was at I think I was at the corner that night. The NBA got canceled and Tom Hanks got it on the same day. And I was like, oh shit, they got Hanks. I was like, that guy's got to be hard to get to. I was like, my broke ass is probably going to die in the near future if that's the case.
Oh my God.
Like, they finally caught Forrest. No.
Yeah. So you guys were talking about the Franklin expedition. Have you watched The Terror?
Yeah, actually pretty good.
So
not
good.
The Terror
so
2. Terror 2, don't watch it, anyone.
No.
Watch The Terror. I've been telling people because it's actually I know the story intimately. I'm like, they actually were pretty true to the story, and they added some gruesome details that are lesser known.
Yeah.
Like they ate the dog, you know.
The poisoning and stuff from the canning process. I always find that shit hilarious for some reason. You know what I mean? When it's like, it's so tragic that it's like humorous to me, that it's like all their canned food it was canned in like lead or some shit, right? It was like highly poisonous.
All the lids had lead soldering. So the cans were tin, but it had lead soldering and allegedly leaked into their food. But that would cause, that was the reason, because they did some crazy shit. Crazy shit went down. Like they had lugged an entire boat full of supplies, but they had like gold stuff and like shit. What are you doing dragging gold and silver and like things they were thinking maybe it would be good for
trading
opportunities.
I don't know.
But just
explain this image.
Okay. So it's
okay. We have the two history buffs here.
Yeah. That one I can't tell you because I think that's from season 2. But essentially, what it is they take the Franklin expedition and then they add like supernatural elements to it. So I'm sure they did something similar.
Oh, it's AMC. So
the second season's a completely different story, and it's weirdly supernatural, but has nothing to do with the Franklin expedition, which kind of pissed me off. I'm like, man, there's gruesome stories all over that you could totally make a season 2 that were real.
What in the world is this face?
Yo, that is a weird face. It looks like a full-grown man's head on like a bear's body or something.
Season 2 again. Just punch in season 1. Anyway, regardless, The Terror season 1 is good. But there are some good documentaries, and I'm pretty sure there's one on YouTube that you can find about all the different details. And there's lots of like narrated stories if you don't want to read.
What have you guys been watching? How are you making it through? What's your like main form of entertainment medium to live through the pandemic? What are you doing a lot of?
Okay, well, everyone knows I watch science fiction. I've been talking about that all through the podcast. But I have bad eyes. I can't really watch digital photography anymore or action. So I love Resident Evil, but I can't watch it. Like it's just fucking seizure in 5 seconds. So I've been watching super old, and I've decided that I'm gonna try and watch I went from like 70s, like all the Soylent Green and all the Logan's Run and just all those like classic cliche movies. But then I started going more obscure, and like now I'm into the 60s. So I just finished watching all the 60s Outer Limits.
Oh, I didn't even know that there was an Outer Limits in the 60s.
Black Mirror, man. Black Mirror is some dark shit. But here they are in the 1960s. Yeah, look up Outer Limits 1961 to 1963. And it's black and white, and it's like no background music and pretty cheesy, narrating, but it's the time. So but the concepts are just like, whoa, Jesus Christ. And very parallel to today. And all I can think about is like they write this shit and they can't make color yet. They're still in black and white TV. And then they are with these mind-blowing talking about quantum physics. And it's like, this is 1961 and they're talking about quantum physics. They don't know much about it, but anyway.
That's interesting. Yeah, no, they really.
I've been trying to really dig deep.
I've just been
leave this planet.
Yeah, I hear you. Do you guys have? I guess can you even plan for the summer? I was like, do you have plans? I'm like, I don't even fucking know. I've given up on like thinking like
I'm gonna do some
even a week ahead. I'm like,
I'm not gonna make them like I'm not going to plan to be in any indoor situation for a long time.
Yeah.
Even if I am, like, people are going to be fucking weird, eh?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be weird.
It's
We're all
gonna
gonna be
take
like,
a while
oh,
for
hi,
things to balance
hi,
out.
oh, and it's just going to be.
Are you vaxxed? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I figure in a park, if we just stick to the park for the summer or patio, maybe,
Yeah.
then I think that then we'll still have space. I don't know. We're all claustrophobic now. You see, we've been told 6 feet, and now suddenly
For sure.
everybody's like measuring as they're walking around. Not everyone, but
yeah. I feel like the vaccine has emboldened me. Since I've have it in my blood, I'm like fucking. I feel like I'm doing whatever the fuck I want now. I'm licking door handles,
I
basically.
have
do the
noticed
same
that
thing.
just this last week, the sun came out and no masks
I
on
feel
a
a
lot
little
of people.
more confident.
Yeah.
I'm like, they must have got a jab if they're walking like groups of 4 girls like walking like this down the street the other day. I saw hand in hand, just feeling
We're
good.
giving them out with ice cream in Nathan Phillips Square. It's like
I didn't get any ice cream. I'm fucking peeved about that. I would have liked the ice cream.
Mask off to eat the ice cream.
I had to wait in like 6 different lines. It was weird.
I don't know.
Oh, really? Why you had to wait around?
It was like voting. There was like 6 different checkpoints.
It's gotta
Have
be
you just
secretive.
gotten your first one?
Yeah, I've just gotten the first one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Who knows, right? People are like, "Oh, it'll kill you," and I'm like, "You're not a fucking doctor." Like, my sister hasn't gotten the shot, and I'm like, just so you know, our aunt is literally a surgeon. She's a plastic surgeon. It's like, if you want to give somebody a ring and just ask, we could. And it's like, I just don't care enough to ask either. I'm like, whatever. Just fucking.
I don't have a choice.
No, exactly. I'm like, I'm not figuring this out myself, but I certainly could get somebody on the line who knows the truth, but I just don't give a shit anyway. So I was like, pump me full of whatever you got and I'll just leave. And even if it's my own mental delusion that I'm now safer, I'm like, whatever, that's something too.
I just want to get
Even if it just
society rolling again.
That you're good, then that's all I care about.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just want to get society rolling again. So my own personal, like, I don't feel like I need to get the vaccine. I don't feel like, I get tested a lot because I cook, on the side. So I gotta make sure. I just want to know I don't have it, so I don't pass it.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
Like, I can't afford isolation.
No,
so
for sure.
In the end, that's the base reason.
Yeah.
I hardly ever get sick in life. So if I get it, I'll probably be asymptomatic, just, based on my own immune system and history.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, I just like, well, if we all, like, people like us on the fence who really kind of don't care, if we all just get a jab, will you open up bars and restaurants so we can do shows?
Yeah.
Can we get back to
right?
work?
Like, I love the people that are like,
Oh.
I'm gonna get it when it's inconvenient to like not have it, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
And there's enough news to show.
I'm like, it's already inconvenient.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I think it is subconsciously though? I think with my sister and myself, I had a little bit of apprehension about getting it, and we're hypochondriacs kind of. We anticipate the worst, so I'm like, they're gonna give me this needle, I'm gonna grow a fucking tail, or my heart's gonna explode, or something weird's gonna go on almost immediately.
That at the beginning.
Yeah, no, and I definitely was, but then at the same time, I'm like, I also don't really give a shit.
Plenty
And they called
of
me.
evidence
So
at this
people
point.
are gonna blame shit on it regardless, though, right? Because that's just human nature. Like, somebody puts on 10 pounds and they're like, "That's the fucking vaccine side effects, man." Adds 10 pounds.
No, I think there's plenty of evidence, and if there's really a problem with any of the vaccines, it would have been all over the news right now.
There's so many
So that's what I was waiting. I was waiting to
people that need
see.
stay alive,
I've seen a
like-
few stories. Some guy lost 2 feet of intestines in BC, but
That's
they
not-
even said
yeah.
it was a rare side effect, and he's still alive. So
Yeah. No, there was a while. I would have taken the
sounds
AstraZeneca.
cold, eh?
It was like a rare side effect. The doctor was sleeping with the guy's
Oh
wife.
my god. Okay, well, at this
That is
point,
intense.
also, really the driving factor though will be my mom really wants me to get it. She's like, "Are you gonna get it? It would make me feel so much better." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, Ma, soon." I'm like, I'll wait till the panic is over and all the people who really need it get it, and I'll slide in last minute.
No, exactly. When it's easy to get to. I think that's a lot of people are thinking. They're like, they don't care one way or another, but it's like,
Also,
I'm not going to wait in the line for this shit.
I ain't
right?
taking. I ain't taking.
I buy batteries. I'll just ask the guy to open the cabinet. Just stick it.
I'm not taking that 65% one. Sorry, guys.
No,
I'm gonna hold out. I'm gonna hold out for the 95% one.
That was the Johnson.
I don't remember the names.
Yeah.
But I heard 65%. You're releasing that? Really?
No, they stopped those. Hey.
Yeah. But I think they were just going for partial coverage at one point in time. It's just a numbers game, right? Like that's what I don't get. People don't seem to understand this shit. And it's like
It's just protection. It's not like a cure.
Yeah.
It's just like you'll be this amount protected. It's still better than 0% protected.
For sure. But it's just enough for me to be able to move around confidently, you know, like yeah. I'm just looking to get back to comedy. It's gonna be so strange though. Like my friend was like he wanted to run a comedy festival. He works for like anyways, I won't go into it's kind of top secret stuff, I guess. But he was like, oh, I want to do this. Who's like a headliner? And I'm like, honestly, there's so many good comics in Toronto and I could get you so many people, but I'm like, I don't know the mental status of any of these motherfuckers after a year and a half of quarantine. Some of these people might be.
Yeah, because you just know them how you remember them from the last time you saw them, or maybe a post you saw or whatever. That's that's a good call, man.
Well, and it's like a lot of comics are borderline insane at the best of times, let alone with a year and a half pandemic.
During normal times.
Yeah.
They were losing their shit.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I kept thinking about that too. I was like, man, I wonder how some people are doing in this.
No, it's well, we'll find out soon enough. It's gonna be so strange when we're all out there again, though. But I am excited for it.
It's gonna be cool. I feel like I know people are always talking about this, but I do think it is gonna be like a renaissance of just. I don't think anyone should do free shows coming out of this. At all. There should be 0 free shows. If there's no venues like available, and we only have a select few amount of venues that we're even able to do stand-up in, that show should cost money, and all the performers should get paid for the 2 years that they missed.
At this point, if I hear of any unpaid shows, I'm gonna chirp it.
No way.
Yeah.
Actually, what I decided, I don't know if you saw me post, but how I'm gonna make revenue at park shows is not by taking any money off the door, but I'm selling park blankets. So I was sewing up park blankets for people where
that's smart. Yeah, that's a really good idea, actually.
Even if you're just passing around a bucket, it's not even like charging.
We'll
just
do
like
that.
Make it note like this. This deserves to be rewarded with.
Oh, for sure. Like when I did Edinburgh, we had to give a speech every time, and it's like, you know what? You got to get over the fact that it's like you're actually trying to do something here, and it's like it requires a lot of work, and it's a fucking gamble. You know what I mean? Getting into stand-up comedy, there's got to be like a 98% failure rate or something.
Yeah,
like it's astronomical.
Psychotic with your delusions of.
Here's one I made.
For sure.
Look, I made it. It's made out of t-shirts that here.
Wow, that's very cool.
So it's like old t-shirts, and I cut them up, and then I backed it onto some fabric, and then I embossed some marijuana leaves on it.
Wow, shit. Those are very, very nice. How much are you gonna sell those for? That looks like a lot of work.
This one, I'd probably sell this one for about $80.
Yeah.
Well, I did already sell it for that.
Okay.
That one's sold. So like, wait a minute, that's what I did. But I'll have ones like little mat size. I call them butt mats. So people just roll them up in small, just a tiny mat for a single
I gotcha.
person.
Like
I'll sell them for like $25-$30, and then I'll have ones that are bigger. And then ones, if they have more work on them, like the pot leaves, will just like add $20. And I thought if like people wanted to have 12 t-shirts of their own and like send them my way.
Too, if you like don't want to like necessarily get rid of the t-shirts or donate them, but you don't want to keep.
I know all those concerts I've been to, all the festivals, all the comedians. Oh my God, I have a comedian blanket that I've been making that I'm like, I think this one should be raffled. I don't think I'm going to put a price on this one. So after I sell a bunch of park blankets, I've got like a comedian one that's got some pretty awesome people on it.
Yeah, that's
got to fit them anymore. So fuck, I'm just gonna like send them into the world.
Yeah, it's been hard to stay fit during this. That's for certain. Like,
for sure.
Yeah. My motivation is gone at this point. Like 2 months ago, I was like, okay, I just don't really like. I'm moving at like half speed now, but it's like whatever. Yeah,
but you're like everyone is.
Like,
exactly.
The entire world.
Yeah, I just mostly.
Go ahead.
Sorry, you were saying? Oh, I was just saying, like, whatever happens coming out of the pandemic, I just don't want to work a job ever again. I don't know how I make that happen, but that's my only aspiration, is to not have any sort of hourly wage ever involved in my life again. But we'll see how that happens.
Well, that's what I did years
goal,
ago. And so far it's kind of worked out for me. This year was hard, but
Yeah, no, the pandemic's been hard for anyone. Like, there's just so many, even people who are doing shit properly are fucked right now. So it's like, what can you do? You know, it's like, I'm just glad that I didn't play the game straight, because it's like, sure, I'm fucked, but I was fucked anyway. So I wasn't trying that hard anyways, right?
At least I'm not fucked and in deep.
No, exactly. I don't own like a Toyota Corolla, and I'm not like a dental hygienist or something like that. It's like, I'm fucked, but rightly so, you know? Yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah.
Well, it's been really awesome to see you.
No, it has been. It's been good talking to you.
Don't despair. There's lots that are going to go on, and you'll get back into it. And if you want to be on any of my park shows,
oh, absolutely, I would love to. I would love to.
I feel that, like, that's a good start to get everyone started, because it's open, and sorry. The dog just threw his bone. The dog just threw his bone, and it arched perfectly into the garbage.
Off the couch and laid it into the garbage bin. I was like,
like, I wish that had an Oscar cam on there. Fuck. I'm right in the middle of a tender moment.
Holy
like, here,
fuck.
like,
I know, yeah,
like,
we're reconnecting.
you got home with me, and the dog's like, boo.
Like goldfish attention.
I was banned from the podcast for a long time, and I decided that maybe it would be okay to just, you two are chill guys, and it won't be crazy. It won't be music going on. Maybe we'll try it back here. And he's just so gleefully happy to be back. Throwing his bone into the air, ruining the podcast.
I like that he's still full of energy. He hasn't calmed down very much.
No, not one bit. He's not at all like Mars. Not at all. One bit. Like, but he's really friendly though, and he's super friendly with everyone and every dog and everything. And he's so happy all the time. It kind of makes me like annoyed.
Yeah, enough already. We get it.
It's been good to have that in a pandemic. It was like, a gift from God, if you want to put it that way. I said that, air quotes. But yeah, no, I just feel like it was the weirdest timing to get this very happy, very and he wants attention all the time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And now you can't get a second away from the fucker, right? He's just on you at every moment.
No, he just wants to be a part of everything I do.
Oh, what's
I
that?
don't know. He's a starving street dog. Look at him. He's all right.
He looks very healthy, I will say. He looks
kind of fat.
Yeah, no, that's good though. I think you want a dog to be fat, right? Like,
and you don't want to see their ribs or anything.
I did see the ribs at one point.
Yeah. But it's not like he's living in the wild or some shit. He's like, what's he up to if he's
a domesticated dog?
Yeah.
Exactly. He's domesticated. You should be a fatso like the rest of us.
Rescue a
Like
street
the rest
puppy.
of us.
Rescue a street puppy. Anyone who's had a street puppy and took it home, is always, I've been running into awesome stories. So Cameron, maybe you should get a street puppy.
I can't afford to feed myself, let alone a puppy. I'm keeping my overhead as low as possible, and that doesn't involve a puppy, but I'll take it into consideration.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no,
well,
fair enough.
It's been wonderful to have you. And
Thanks
like
so much
I
for having
said
me.
earlier, you're welcome to be on our park shows and to be a part of things in the future. I miss you. I
miss you too. Yeah.
I mean, your show never made money, but I always loved your energy.
That's true. That's not
Never made anything. We'd be like $25 each at the end of the night, and you'd be like, and I'd be like, at least you were funny.
Yeah, no, that's where I put my focus.
That was just a bad time slot.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.
Hope to see you in
See ya.
person. Man.
Yep.
See you later.
See ya.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Oscar.
Kim Phoenix, everybody.
I think you need to go in the room. You're gonna go in the bedroom now.
Make sure to give Cameron a follow on Facebook, on Instagram,
Now.
on YouTube. Find his YouTube. What?
He won't get off bed.
Oh, Oscar is demanding to stay now that he has been invited to stay.
You get one more chance.
He's got one last chance, and then we're calling his agent to renegotiate his
Fired
contract.
again. No, come on.
No bones.
No, you just got fired. Come on. Come on. No, come. I'm sorry, guys.
Should I bring up our next guest?
Give me 1 second.
I wish I could cut to an on hold for a second. I can talk shit for a little bit, guys. Have you ever wanted to invest in stocks? You should invest in AMC stocks right now. I have, and it is
weed
booming.
stocks.
Don't invest in weed stocks. AMC stocks right now. Hold to 500K. Hashtag apes. All right.
Don't listen to me. I know nothing about stocks. Just everything's weed.
Anywho,
Okay, next guest. Oscar's been fired again.
Well, let's hope he's ready.
Hello to Kris Bonaparte. The truth.
You should invest in AMC stocks right now. I have.
Oh, we're on a delay.
I want to invest in weed stocks. AMC stocks right now.
Kris, you there? You got to switch back to Zoom.
Yeah, switch back to Zoom, bro.
Don't listen to me. I know nothing about stocks.
I see.
Next guest.
I love this. I love when people do this. I also love his background. This is great.
Yeah, that's his new show,
Kris.
Premier Comedy.
Let's give him a sec.
He's coming.
All right. I'm here.
Are you there?
You guys hear me?
Here we are.
Yeah,
Yay. We had a weird
Yay.
delay there, and we were watching you watching us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ever
whatever.
in Phoenix.
Yeah, we were just admiring your poster, which is like the bottom part of your new show coming up in a month.
Right.
Online Zoom show, Premier Comedy. I love that you're doing
Premium
that.
comedy.
Premium. Oh my God, I'm an asshole.
No, you're not. You're the
Look,
best.
I had the page up. You could show it. You could get right off there.
Yeah. Cameron Phoenix looks exactly like Alan Shane Lewis. They're negatives of each other.
Okay, no white person could ever say that. That's awesome because it's true. Oh my fucking God. You're hilarious, Kris.
Here's the poster that you're talking about.
Oh, there's my poster, folks. June 5. Some
June
of Canada's finest entertainers performing
Oh,
live.
that's
from
closer
our homes
than
to yours,
a month.
guys.
Next month is that's like in a week and a half. There you go.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll put the link up.
Yeah, I can drop the link.
I mean, I got pasties.
in
Sorry,
the
I
comment
gotta.
section. How have you
No
been, man?
worries.
How's lockdown?
Cheers, I'll take another sip.
I know I got mad pasties from that bong hit I took earlier. Wah.
Mm.
You've been doing okay with lockdown. Well, you got kids, so that keeps you busy, eh? But still
Yeah.
probably been hard. You know, you can't outlet yourself and do comedy.
Right.
Stage.
It has been pretty annoying, man. Just dying for a stage. But I mean, at least I'm outside the city. I'm out in Durham region. There was a couple of times where things opened up and we could perform, but for smaller audiences.
Yeah.
So I think I did a show for 10 people when like you could have 10 people allowed. And like I was staff that night.
You were
Oh,
like,
man.
I'm going. Yeah, well, we're gonna be back to that again. It's gonna be a while before they're gonna let indoor stuff, though. I mean, like, I think it's until everyone is like 75% of the people get jabbed, then they'll think about indoors. I heard that as a possibility. It's like, oh,
Right.
really? You're gonna make counts? All right. Why don't we just watch the numbers and see what happens? But for sure, live stuff outdoors will happen soon. So we could just take over every park and everywhere. Just take over some park in Durham.
Yeah. I saw people like pulling up trucks even and using the back bed of a truck as a stage and just doing it like
Yeah, if the cops come and be like,
cops
I'm
come
out.
and just pull up that back
Sorry.
of the truck and just take off with the amp and
We're
everything in the
out.
back.
Yeah.
Go.
We're going, sir. We're going, sir. We're just
like
finishing.
hobos, just going town to town with our jokes. In the
Okay,
back
well,
of the truck,
last year, because I wasn't sure
yelling at people in
if
parks.
we could use the stage that we were using. I don't know if
Yeah.
you remember, I had my sound system and everything on a little red wagon. It was so cute. And I would just like pull it along. And it had like, you know, red slat sized Red Rider on it. It was fucking, I looked cool, like pulling up and just set up and there's a show. And then people would watch me set down. It all fit back down in this little wagon. I'd walk off with my dog. So the whole show could fit in a wagon, so that, because I don't have a car, I could be like, I'm out. I'm sorry, I don't want to disturb you. And then, you know, but if I know that if you set up in a show and you use, say, example, their power, suddenly there's a whole different set of bylaws that are at you. So if you're going to do an outdoor show, make sure you're completely self-sufficient and able to close down quickly. And they'll be like, sorry, I'm out. And then just show up the next week and do it again and see what happens. But I don't know. I think like what happened with Bankus' show last year is that they were confrontational. So they kept coming back. But because they kept being confrontational, by the end, they're like, fuck, I don't care anymore. So there was this weird parabola where they super cared like what they were doing. And at the end, it was just like, whatever, they're going to keep doing it.
If one side just
so you either got to do one way or the other.
Yeah, you got to pick a path.
But other than that, I think I'm just going to try and follow it as well as possible. Cause I'm like, I'll fucking hit all the parks in Toronto I can with different shows and just cram comics on.
I'm going to try to run some backyard shows.
Yeah, backyard shows are good.
Good idea.
I thought of that too, but then I just can only do 1 or 2 things a week right now. I really, now that like my brain isn't on 6 nights a week, I'm like, how did I do that? Like, anyway. So yeah, it'll be fun once we get it going.
So much.
We just gotta stay positive.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh well. So what else you been up to? You've been just like, you're not working, are you?
Yeah, I'm working.
So at least you've got like some job. That's cool. Cause a lot of comics just like worked in restaurants. And I know you worked with the airline industry and parts of that work and parts of that don't. I don't know. Didn't you work
I'm lucky that I squeaked through and kept my job due to seniority and whatnot. But
nice.
Yeah.
Do you have to Zoom work? Do you have to Zoom work?
I was working from home before.
Did you ever wear no pants?
No, always pants.
Always pants.
There's a thing though. There's like
pants put you in work mode.
There's a thing though where people wear no pants while they're at work, or they'll wear like jams at the bottom and like suit on top, but they'll have their jams.
Reporters getting caught not wearing pants, but that's normal. They're
what?
usually lazy.
If you get up and there's teddy bears on the bottom, I don't give a fuck. Just don't be jerking off in them.
Oh, yeah. 2 people got caught jerking off on Zoom.
This week, I literally had here we are talking. This lockdown got me talking about jobs on the internet. For fucking 20-something years, I would literally never mention a day job on any type of social media or nothing like that.
You should be proud you have one.
But like a few days ago, last week, I actually had a job interview via Zoom, shirt and tie. I get up to reach for a pen and they see that I was wearing gym shorts, and that was a strike against me.
No pants. There it is.
Oh shit. I mean, if I got up to reach for a pen and they saw that I was wearing boxer shorts with little hearts on them,
no,
I can understand them holding that against me.
You should have wore the full pants, like, ironed and everything, and purposely got up.
Like their dress shorts.
Just purposely got up.
It's hot in here.
To reach for a pen and go like, look, I got the pants on.
I got this rare condition where my knees.
Probably my inner comedian sabotaging that shit.
Definitely.
Oh, well,
I don't actually want this shit.
The rebel in me likes to get away with things, so you always make a super good first impression and like really butter people, and then afterwards you can get away with whatever you want. Every job I've worked that way. But then of course I've always worked in bars, so Be like, but I'm so charming. And you're like, why would you want to fire me? I'm so good at my job.
You become the staple of the company.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you can steal all the toilet paper you want that way. Okay.
Valid points.
I told you I'd
segue.
He's at home.
How much
From a
how
job.
much toilet paper can you steal without it when it stays under the radar?
I would say.
You just do a roll,
week.
like a roll every time you have like a shift every once in a while. I mean, if you're every day, you probably, if it's busy, you could probably take a roll a day. I don't know. I mean, like half the bar stuff I worked at would nick toilet paper, would nick like napkins, would nick the wet naps, ketchup packs. We'd nick all kinds of shit. It's useless stuff. That's not like actually part of inventory. Anyway.
Okay.
Parts stuff like.
Hey, but I never spit in nobody's meal. Okay, never once, ever.
Never once.
Nope. No, I
Any
just tell it to
pee-pee,
their
any
face and get
He
fired.
leans in. Ever.
No, I would just tell them off to their face and get fired. That
Yeah,
happened a
that's
couple times. I do something passive aggressive and you could just like rip a new one and then they will never treat a waitress like that ever again. Cost you a job.
You see a waiter or waitress lose their shit on a customer, you're like, oh, they're having a day.
Okay, but to my credit, that I only did that once and they asked me to come back to work. So boom. Okay, anyway. I segue a lot. I told you I get high in segue. Anyway, whatever.
Quite fine.
All good though. But your kids aren't driving you nuts at all? I would have been the
Like
biggest
angels.
asshole.
Next
I would have been the worst kid.
They've just been like super calm, reading books and shit.
Judging by his reaction,
I wish.
he's gonna win Parent of the Year.
It's war out
Knock
here.
out at like 8
Send
o'clock.
help.
Are you counting down the days to Father's Day to be like, those fuckers better not forget me?
So much. I deserve steak and eggs for breakfast.
Oh my God.
Deserve. I'm a manifest that shit.
Slip a hint to the most helpful
We'll clip this
child.
part. You can send it to them.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Mhm.
We'll put text
All right.
across it.
Well, long story short, I commend anyone who has kids in a pandemic because long ago, I decided never to have kids. I was like, there's so many kids I can spoil. I don't hate kids, but I commend anyone in this pandemic who has even just one. Wow. Props. Same.
Yeah.
Happy pre-Father's Day.
Better be the whole damn month of June.
I mean, it's like 2 weeks or so. Don't forget your dads, guys, or your father figures. Or if it was your mom who was your dad, then fucking don't give them a card too. Or if it was like your brother who's a dad, dads get forgotten.
Yeah, man.
I love my dad. Okay. I'm getting very sentimental now. Okay. Well, we should probably wrap it up soon because I just wanted to chat and segue a lot. But is there anything on your mind you want to get off or you want to say or anything you want to get off your chest? Anything you want to actually inspire with anybody? Some nice words of parting. I don't know what's coming up to your head first.
No. Just stay positive and smile. Remember the good times and plan for better times than now.
Yes. I like that.
Miss you, Joey.
I miss you too, Kris.
Miss you too.
It'll be good. And make sure you get a spot on
Johnny.
my shows.
Johnny, that's your name.
Johnny.
Miss you too, other guy.
I was
we'll make
about to
sure
call
that
him Roger, but I'm like, no, it's not Roger. Why am I about trying to call this guy Roger? Okay, Rogers. And then like, okay, it took a second, you know?
Yeah.
It took a second.
and it's
okay. Yeah.
And it's premium comedy, right?
Premiumcomedy.ca.
Okay, premiumcomedy.ca. There we go.
Oh yeah.
You're the best, Joey. Virtual
Thank
hugs.
you. Virtual hug for you. Oh, thanks,
Virtual
Kris.
hug, Jeff Rogers.
All right. You in person, buddy.
Yay.
All right. Can't wait to see you guys. I'm
Thanks.
out.
Take care.
Man.
All right. Well, that was Kris Bonaparte. That was our second guest.
Hey.
We decided to only have 2 guests this week because, keep it a little bit easier to do and try and keep it to closer to an hour, because some people were saying it was a bit too long.
Keep you on your toes.
And keep you on your toes. But pretty soon we're going to end this series, and then we're going to do a couple of Pride shows. And then for the summer, I think I'm going to just do one person. We're going to just interview one person for a really long time and have lots of like pop-ups to do with that person. Oh, look, there's a lot of people on there. Who's on there?
Oh, it's someone named Canadian person.
Canadian person's always there, and I still haven't figured out
and say hello and drop
who
a like.
Canadian person is, and it's probably someone I know really well. Popping in and saying hello.
And then then
And me.
we'll be promoting.
Well, I know there's other
Chris's
people
show.
watching. We can tell.
Yeah,
And
make
there'll
sure you
be
go
more
to
tomorrow.
premiumcomedy.ca though. The link is in
Yeah,
the
and
chat
watch their
there.
online show.
Yeah.
Kris is a great guy, and I know he put together a good lineup. Another online show to watch. And also make sure you tell your friends about our podcast
Share
and
the
then
video.
share the video. We're going to have a bunch of awesome guests, like I said, coming up soon, and a couple of different fun themes. And is that all I wanted to say?
Yeah. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you haven't already.
And
It
thank you
helps.
guys so much.
And thank you.
We'll get back soon.
Until